stars on show tonight is due to line up in this UAE Derby. The name is Forever Young. He's unbeaten. He may have the Kentucky Derby on his agenda, and his win in Saudi last time out led a lot of people into thinking that he's got the ability. Now, how tough a race did he have here, Martin? He's what, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 at the moment?
He's in the purple maroon colours, if you like, being chased along on the outside. Look how much ground he's covering, having to race deep. You see the jockey with the visor on, the kickback's bad, so he's had a hard race. We've already seen Saudi Crown in the earlier race. I thought was a certainty after running in Saudi, but this will have taken a lot out of this horse. He's a young horse, only his third start. He's done really well to win, but he needed every yard of the distance, and he needed galvanising to just get up on the line. There could be a danger he's left a bit behind. Angus,
you rightly pointed Saudi Crown in the first thoroughbred race that got off him on. You were worried about how hard a race that he had on that occasion in Saudi. Do you think the same applies to this horse?
I do, yeah, I really do. I mean, he's only a 3-year-old. He's really had to work there from the moment they turned into that long home straight in Saudi. He's under maximum pressure. He's run on pretty well. He's just got there on the line, but it's hard to think that he didn't have a hard race there. So it depends on his constitution, how well he's come out of that, how he's going to perform here. And the problem is that he's not going to get a good trip, I don't think, from his wide gate. He's out wide. I think he's in 11 now because of the 2 non-runners. But he's, you know, that doesn't give him an opportunity really to get in and tuck in and ride a race because of the kickback. So I think he's going to end up being wide. So he's in for another tough race here.
And Martin, you also know the position of this particular start for the UAE Derby is very close to the first bend, so there's not a lot of time to find a slot. Tell me about your horses that you think might be a danger to the favourite, or maybe you think might win.
I think the favourite's vulnerable, and from stall 13. We've seen on that footage of him in Saudi, the jockey had to switch him out wide. He travelled 6 wide because he wasn't facing the kickback. So what's he going to do here? If he has to do more of the same, he's vulnerable. The horse going in now for Aidan O'Brien. I think this horse, Henry Adams, he's got quality form. He was 5.5 lengths behind City of Troy in the Dewhurst, staying on, and he steps up in distance. He's made the run in the past. If Ryan gets an early position, this horse wins for me.
Last word, Angus?
Yeah, well, Mendelssohn's got the track record, 155.18, and I think Mendelssohn Bay could be the one here. The UAE 2000 Guineas winner, who looks like he'll stay forever. He'll definitely stay this trip. He handles the Meydan dirt. He handles this track, and from a yard, we've got his horses in good nick. I'll be with Mendelssohn Bay.
I think he'll run very well, Mendelssohn Bay, coming out of stall 2. Well, we'll find out whether or not Forever Young really has proper aspirations of being a Kentucky Derby horse. It's about to be tested in the UAE Derby. Here's Pat.
UAE Derby. Starter has a look at them, likes them, and hits the lever. We are underway in the UAE Derby, sponsored by Atlantis the Royal, and it is Julio Holohara in the early stages with 2 of his 3 runners coming up to contest as they make their way off the front. It is Autobahn in the blue cap from Oasis Boy, spotting the white distinguishing cap. Then came next in running their Guns and Glory, who's a little wide into the first turn, along with Forever Young, who's having to do a fair bit of work there in the early stages, and Ryuze Sake decides to slip back. Mendelssohn Bay finds himself into the box seat now, just in behind the leading division. Behind Forever Young sees George Tesoro with Pandagate. Working alongside there as well was Navy Seal. Then came Rock Walk from Henry Adams, and Ballon d'Or is the last one. So out past the 1200 metres they go, and the pace is okay. 8.55, 19.24, those early sections there for that first early part. And up in front now, taking over Oasis Boy. Heads over to the fence here from Autobahn in second. Then came Mendelssohn Bay, sliding up Guns and Glory. Forever Young, the international market favourite, has been no better than 3 deep and punching the breeze the entire way so far. Then came Pandagate, Navy Seal opting to get on the right horse's back here. Then came Ballon d'Or from Rock Walk, and dropping away Henry Adams, who's getting further away from the field. Inside the 700 they go, and up in front, up on the running rail, Oasis Boy leads a narrow margin. Autobahn goes up to apply a bit of pressure. Forever Young still travelling despite being deep as they make their way into the home stretch here in the UAE Derby. Then came Mendelssohn Bay, deeper out Navy Seal, not too far away Pandagate, still with 4 to pick up. As they get into the running here, Autobahn takes over. Forever Young on the one rein there, but balances up now, comes up to the outside of Autobahn, who has to be brave. It's Forever Young though for Japan, who comes up to the outside of Autobahn, goes past by a length. Forever Young drawing away there with Ballon d'Or, and a long last dropping away Oasis Boy to cross over with George Tesoro, and the last one home Henry Adams, who was pulled out of the contest.
Oh, he is very, very good. Forever Young. He's defied a wide trip, a wide stall draw, and he's beaten Autobahn convincingly. Pandagate has run on to take third. I think we've seen a very good horse.
I think we have, Rishi. I said to you live in running, he can't win. He was 5 deep and they're going hard in front of him. He's going fast, but he just kept him out with a kickback, and you see, look how clean the horse is. No sand in his face. He's improved again for that Saudi run. We were worried he'd had a hard race, but there was none of it, was there? There was never any doubt here. You can just see he's always going to get the best of Autobahn. And it's a long way back to the third. And I think that's Seamar's running, that's Mendelssohn Bay. Oh no, Pandagate gets up. Pandagate gets up for third in the end.
Yeah, Mendelssohn Bay, I think, back in fourth. But connections of the winner, Forever Young, and of course some familiar faces, including Yoshito Yahagi, who is now one of the big names on the international scene, Angus.
What a trainer he is. A brilliant World Cup last year here in Dubai. He's a brilliant trainer. This horse is now 5 from 5, superbly placed, and he's won against the odds here because he had a wide draw, he had a wide trip where he gave away ground. He caught kickback as well, but he was still able to run down Autobahn, who had the run of the race up front and had the rail, but Forever Young was just too good, and they were quite well clear of the rest. A good sign of the quality of the form here, but he had dead aim turning for home, and he soon got the better of Autobahn, who's run a great race. He's improving all the time. Good effort from him in second. He enjoyed the step up in trip, but nowhere near good enough to beat this Japanese raider, who's a proper dirt horse.
The only thing I'd say is just remember that Autobahn has given Forever Young 4.5 kilos, so it's a pretty good effort from him in second, but this winner, you think, has got a lot more to come. What about the performance of Henry Adams, Martin?
Yeah, it wasn't his run, was it? I mean, he's by No Nay Never, who's got a dirt pedigree. Aiden decided to run him on the dirt for the first time. It just didn't work. He was hating every minute of it, getting the sand in his face. Ryan switched him wide on the back straight, but it just didn't work out. That's not his running. Switch back to the turf. We'll see more of him this season.
Well, I mentioned, obviously, Yoshito Yahagi as the winning trainer who we've become used to on the international stage. Similar comments apply to Ryo Saisaki, who has produced a really strong, forceful ride on Forever Young. He was positive from the gates, Martin. He made the horse's mind up to get prominent, get out of the kickback, whilst some of us, some experts on the sidelines, thought, well, he's going to be too wide.
That's a good job he wasn't listening to us, wasn't it? Because we said he had a hard race in Saudi, and he struggled to come out of that, as did Saudi Crown in the Godolphin Mile. But he was very confident, and he just kept him out the kickback because he knew he wouldn't enjoy it. He was sat in fifth the whole way, and they were going hard, I thought.
I think they did go hard. Yeah, the fractions were pretty smart out there. They were going sub-11s for a couple of those early furlongs to horses to establish their position. So it was a quickly run race. Winning time 1:57.89. So we're nowhere near Mendelssohn's track record of 1:55.18. And much slower than Derma Sotogaki in this race last year. But he's grounded out. There he is coming back in. He's a tremendous racehorse, a proper dirt horse. And Kentucky Derby.
In this space, he deserves it. He's conquering the Gulf. He's done Saudi, and he's now done Dubai. Ryusuke Sakai, the rider of the brilliant Forever Young. That's exactly what he is. Just take another turn, if you will. This is a very exciting racehorse.
Yeah, he's an amazing horse. So I want to say thank you, owner and my boss, Mr. Yahagi, and groom and all staff. And his condition was better than last race, and his great performance.
You had to be wide throughout. Were you ever worried that he was going to have over-race?
We are a little worried about, but he doesn't like kickback, so I trust him.
I know what this night means to you. I spoke to you when you won the Godolphin Mile. How special does World Cup night prove to you every year?
Yeah, it is very special for me.
And could this horse be the Kentucky Derby horse? Could he be a World Cup horse next year?
Yeah, he's still improving, and I'm looking for next Kentucky Derby.
Well done indeed.
You've heard from the winning jockey, now the winning trainer, Yoshito Yahagi. Yet another big win, courtesy of Forever Young. Congratulations. You've made no secret of how much you believe in this horse. Talk me through your feelings today.
感想をまず聞かせてください。
いやサウジアラビアよりも状態が良くなってたんで距離もいいし条件も揃ってたんで非常に自信がありました。
So he's improved from Saudi Arabia, and distance more trip suits him. So I have confidence.
And what did you see in this horse when you first set eyes on him to make you think he was a champion?
その優勝してこの日本の代表する馬になってこのように、今後チャンピオンになっていくという馬だと思うんですけど、どのように考えてますか？
もちろんこの後アメリカに渡って世界で一番強いダート馬とやっていきたいなと思います。
So we're going to heading to Kentucky to compete the best dart horses in the world in the future, and then hopefully he runs well in the Kentucky.
And he seems to have grown up a bit today from Saudi Arabia mentally. Do you think now he's ready for Kentucky in his head?
心身の成長が見られるなと思うんですけど、そのケンタッキーダービーに向けて状態どんどん良くなっていくと感じます。
そうですね。ただこの後の調整が大変なんでアメリカに行ってからどれだけ調子を上げられるか、それが鍵だと思います。
Yes, definitely, but it is difficult, another trip to America, and then, his condition needs to be improved, and of course, his physique needs to improve, so that will be crucial to thing for him to improve for the Kentucky Derby from here.
And just finally, tell me about the headgear he was wearing today.
今日免許をつけたと思うんですけど、そのについて少しコメントをお願いします。
キックバックを少しでも和らげようと思って。
So he doesn't really like the kickback, so try to get softened as possible.
Okay, so we might have to be wide in Louisville. Congratulations, well done, a horse of real talent.
ありがとう。
Rishi.
Just interesting to hear about the headgear on this horse, because nothing was actually officially declared, Martin.
Which is strange because you do have to declare a hood, any kind of visor or blinkers, but it doesn't look like a hood because it doesn't cover his ears, but the trainer just explained it's to soften the blow of the kickback when it hits his face.
Oh, that's something new, I must admit. In all the years of covering horse racing, I'm not
Every
sure.
day's a school day.
Indeed. And that is exactly what we got. A lesson from Forever Young and Connections. The analysis of his win in the UAE Derby coming up after the break.